Good afternoon, everyone. So, this afternoon we will talk about athletics. In athletics, there is distance running mechanics, and in distance running mechanics, we have these different events such as short distance races or sprinting, middle distance races, and long distance races. So, to start these races, in sprinting, we have first use a starting block for sprints. Blocks are encouraged for the 100 meter, 200 meter, and 400 meter races. Second, stand behind the block. If you are using a starting block, stand behind it once you're satisfied with its position. This lets the starter know you are ready to begin. Third, get onto the block after the first whistle. When the starter blows the first whistle, get in front of the block, get down on all fours, and back onto the block. Make sure your fingertips are almost touching the starting line, but not quite. Stay on your knees with your butt on your heels. Fourth, lift your butt at the second whistle. This is your cue to get into the proper starting position. Lift your butt as high as you can. Do not make the mistake of raising your head. You should be looking down at your hands or the ground, not at the track ahead you. And last for sprinting, we have race at the sound of the gun. After 1 or 2 seconds, the starter will fire the pistol and the race will be on. Novice sprinters will need some practice before they learn to go on of the banks, so to speak. In middle distance races for 800 meters, first, get in position for longer races. If you are running an 800-meter race or longer, do not use blocks. Stand behind the start line in a running position with your elbows at 90 degrees angle, your chin up and your eyes looking at the horizon. Second, get ready on the first whistle. Since there are no blocks, there is only one whistle before the pistol is fired. You should already be in the starting position, so the whistle is just a heads up to be mentally prepared. Third, run on the pistol. Unlike a sprint, it's important to pace yourself. If you are not the fastest person in the race, you should not be in front. Pick a speed you can maintain for the whole race, so you do not slow down until you've crossed the finish line. And that's all for the middle races. So let's go to long distance races. In long distance races, the first one is learn to pace yourself in advance. Letting other runners determine your pace is a common mistake. If you try to overtake the other runners right out of the gate, you will wear yourself out and hurt your finish. Finding your pace and learning your strengths and weaknesses has to happen during training, not when you're already racing. Second, warm up before the race. Light jogging or other dynamic stretching is the way to go. Static stretches will set you back by relaxing your muscle. Third, position yourself with others at your skill level. Don't stand at the starting line unless you're aiming for a top result. New runners often feel intimidated if all the people nearby zoom right past them. If this is one of your first races, start further back and you will realize there are people of all skill levels competing. Fourth, avoid congestion early in the race. You will want to run as soon as the gun fires, but pay attention to the people around you. You may need to slow down for the person ahead of you before you can maneuver to a better. Fifth, think about your pace after 30 seconds. This is a good tactic for new racers who often lose the rhythm in the excitement. After 30 seconds, think about your rhythm, breathing, and any pain you're feeling. If you're pushing too hard, take it down a notch. The last one for long distance races is stay focused. Some runners say running is 10% physical and 90% mental. Stick to your goal pace and don't let nerves cause you to run too fast or disrupt your rhythm. So here are the keys to proper running mechanics. First is pull your toes up. Most running injuries occur by running with your toes pointed down toward the ground. Aim to land through the middle of your arc by keeping your toes pulled up. Think about sliding your heel back and up underneath your butt. This will put you in the proper position to land on the balls of your feet. Second, don't overstride. Your feet should land beneath your hips, not out in front of your body. One way to avoid overstriding is you have to speed up your stride rate. If you're running with a faster stride rate, you will pick your feet up and put them down quickly, making it very hard to overstride. Your feet should strike the ground roughly 170 to 180 times a minute. Third, keep your torso engaged. Your abdominal muscles should stay flexed if you're running tall. Try lifting your head as far away from your tailbone as possible to maximize the muscle contraction and train your core while you run. Another way to think about it is focus on running tall as if a string was pulling your hips forward. Fourth, relax the iron fist. Keep your hands lightly cupped, but don't make a fist. Fists cause your forearms to tense up, which impedes proper shoulder motion. Also, be careful not to tense your fingers and slice through the air. This could cause your arms to move in a circular action instead of moving forward. Fifth, keep your shoulders back and down. There's a tendency to hunch over as you get tired. Resist it by keeping your shoulders back and down so your chest is lifted. Move your arms from your shoulder like a pendulum so your elbow angle remains the same. So number 6, look for an angle. Keep your elbows fixed at right angles or the 90 degrees and pull close toward your body. Don't allow them to flare out. Your arm action will be more efficient. Lastly, number 7, eyes up. Keep your head up and your eyes fixed on the horizon to stay tall and upright while you run. So, normal running mechanics. What you need to know about a normal stride. Running can be broken up into two main phases. One is known as the stance phase, which is where the foot is in contact with the ground, and swing phase occurs when the feet is not in contact with the ground. So there are 4 stages of a stride. First, the initial contact, then braking and absorption, mid-stance, and propulsion. So these are the rules and regulations of distance running races. In order to compete a race, the runner should abide the following rules. Sprinters should run in designated lanes and cannot cross lanes throughout the race. Sprinters shouldn't step on white lines that mark their lanes throughout the race. In races with bunch starts, athletes can break inside. In 800 meters race, they start from staggered positions and can break inside after the first bend. In longer races of 1,500 meters, 5,000 meters, and 10,000 meters, athletes can break inside the start. Sensors are placed in the starting pistol and at the blocks. In case of a false start, the athlete is disqualified. Before giving the set command or before firing the starter gun, athletes cannot touch the other side of the start line with their hands or feet. Athletes should not obstruct other athletes during the race. If an athlete is obstructed, the referee may order the race to be held again, or he may ask the athlete to take part in the next round. Lastly, athletes may leave the track voluntarily before the race ends, but they cannot come back to the track, else they will be disqualified. That's all for today. Thank you and God bless.